Hello everyone, it is I, Republic Studs, here to review the 2019 set 75243, the Slave 120th Anniversary Edition, coming just close, above 1,000 pieces with 6 minifigures and an absolutely amazing and beloved set. Now, I figured I'd do a review as of now because we've seen this set in The Mandalorian, countering, obviously, the Razor Crest, or the new Razor Crest, some people like to call it, but this has been an absolutely awesome ship, and I think it's time to get into the review. We'll start off with the box, move into the figures, and you guys know how the drill works. So starting off with the box, we have this very nice 20th Anniversary Edition box art. This is the biggest of the 20th Anniversary line. You will see a Princess Leia, who is the exclusive figure of this set, who technically doesn't fit in here. I think a Lando would have fit much better in this as opposed to the Snowspeeder, which I believe it appeared in. And you get all the figure selection. It's just a very nice display to showcase the set's beauty. You obviously have all the information up here, on the side and on the bottom. Here is the back. I love the way they do this. I wish they did this with more sets. And I also love the way they have this. Now, this will almost complete my collection. I need these two now. But here is another picture of, like, the older set that this is based off of. And as you can see, the improvements are just a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit of improvement. But let's get into the figures. Here is the legendary bounty hunter Boba Fett. Now, Boba Fett, obviously, is a figure we've seen a lot in LEGO Star Wars. This one doesn't really come with arm printing or anything too exciting, but he does come with foot printing, the torso printing, and obviously, this is all very nice printing, obviously. You get little blue arms. Now, in the instructions, it tells you to put the cape over the jetpack. I honestly like putting it under before you put on the jetpack, but also you will notice he has a angry clone head, which I find pretty interesting. And then you take that off, obviously. There's a little bit of a structure to how you take Boba Fett off. And then, obviously, you get his little back printing, which, even though he has a jetpack and cape on, it's very nice, I think, and generous of LEGO to put that on him. And, obviously, all of the other features are very nice as well. Let's move into the next one. Now, the next figure up in this selection is Han Solo. I'll also be showing Han Solo in Carbonite, so if you want a good look at him, here he is. I guess he counts as a figure. Now, I have a few of problems with this Han Solo. Now, first off, obviously, I do not like that they are using this figure, which was originally exclusive to the UCS Millennium Falcon, which I have, and the fact that they put this in this much cheaper ship really devalues it, and I really don't like that. Obviously, the head print to that one is still exclusive. It has the Minok mask and everything, but I'm still not a huge fan of them just throwing in the jacket when now all people have to buy is that head. Now, also, it obviously comes with a little belt printing, which is very nice. It also comes with some back printing. Again, a very nice figure. I love the figure. I just don't like that it's included. Now, another problem is not with, I know a lot of people critique saying, why is it using the old hair mold? Now, I don't mind that because his hair was pushed down when he went into Carbonite. The problem is, and I'll address this further later, to why it's even worse, is when you put him in this form, his body does not slide in perfectly because of the new hair mold. Now, again, I like the new hair mold. I'm glad they included it. But it does not fit perfectly, and when you're sliding it into the Slave 1, which you'll see later, it just makes it even worse to try and fit. Now, let's move into the next figure. Next up, we have the Bounty Hunter. This is his only appearance in LEGO Star Wars, and he is going for around 20-something bucks now, which is crazy, and probably even more since the set is now out of stock everywhere. But this is Zuckuss. Again, I love this little head mold. It is a brand new for Zuckuss. I am very happy they went ahead and did this. It reminds me of the LEGO Star Wars video game. The printing for him is very nice. I love the way it prints down, and it's nearly flawless. And I love how even in the back they have printing. I think that's just an amazing attention to detail, and I think it has not been commended enough. This is an absolutely amazing figure. He comes with a little blaster. We never really see him in action, but I'm very happy to complete the Bounty Hunter collection almost. We're very close to doing so. I believe we have one more that we have not gotten from that scene, but let's move into Forlom. Next, we have Forlom. Forlom is a very nice little figure. He came in the Bounty Hunter's Battle Pack, so he's nothing too new, as of this, especially when the set came out. But I really like him nonetheless. I think his head mold's amazing. He looks like you could use him for Zero from The Mandalorian. He comes with a great little prints and everything. I think it's just a great little figure. He came with a little blaster. Nothing too much else to say about him other than the amazing detail he comes with. Next up, we have the 20th Anniversary Edition Princess Leia. Now, this is she comes with her stand, obviously, so I'll move that out of the way. But she comes with her nice little head mold, no double-sided printing. There's the 20 years of Lego Star Wars, which is a nice print, and it's obviously a nice callback and a great little figure to go with your Han Solo. I am certainly going to be putting her with that collection after this video. For the instructions, obviously, you get some fun little printing. Obviously, there's a little empty space, which I actually like that, the way they do that. But yeah, so you get like 20 years ago, the set was made. There's a little comparison to the old one and the new one, which I actually like a lot. It shows the amount of growth that Lego Star Wars has had. There's a little selection of the 20th anniversary sets. Still need to get 2 of those. Transporting Solo, you show a little bit of where the slave one's been. Then you have this, and then you go straight into this. I appreciate that it's not in 2 bajillion different languages like they usually do with these types of things, which I think is awesome. And then finally at the back, you have obviously the figure selection from this wave, which, or this is the non-20th anniversary, so not an exactly great figure selection, but it's alright. It's mostly Resistance and Junior sets, so that's like a pretty disappointing wave right there, just looking back now. But other than that, obviously, a nice little instruction manual. Let's move into the set. This is certainly going to be one of the most difficult sets to review because of the way this ship stands. You can't really get it to stand well. At least, like, you could barely get this, and I am, like, freaking out inside having it balance like this. Yeah. So for that reason, I'm going to be going into detail with it, this angle, just because, you know, my anxiety will kill me. Now, first off, obviously, you will see we have this little guns, and we now know from The Mandalorian, these guys can actually spin all the way around, and he can retreat and fire. Now, obviously, you get this little ramp, and this is obviously the biggest downgrade for this set for me, is when you load in Han Solo first. This thing is not clipped in at all, and this is a complaint I've seen of many people of this set, and you just kind of push Han in, which is all fine and dandy. But when you go to play, he just pops right out. Now, the other thing is, if you go in here and look very closely, you can see that Han just does not fit because of the way the new figure is. I mean, in terms of, like I think he would have fit flatter, and you could have had there could have been some sort of clip in here or something. Like, if they put a little clip, like, right up here, I think it would have worked much better. But I think it's not that huge a deal. I think we could try and put a stud here, see what happens. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so you fit Han and Solo in carbonite right there. You obviously get all this nice detailing along the ship. You get these little fins. I'll get into more of the play features in terms of having to move the set later. Now, here is the fun parts, where the fun starts to begin. You get this little cockpit area, and you can just pop that off very easily, and there's a little seat. Now, all you got to do is take off Boba's gun, which we have a place for. Now, this is a little hidden feature in the set, and you just pop him in, and then you have a little communications area. Over here, if you zoom in, you will see a little diagram of the Slave One. Then on the other side, you have a little targeting computer, which is very nice. And they all match with, obviously, the control panel that we see in nearly every LEGO Star Wars set. And Boba's kind of sits like this. Now, that's because when you go to lift this set up, we'll zoom out. When you go to lift this set up, you can pull out these special little clips right here. See this? And your hand fits nearly very snug in here. I really like the way that looks. And you can have Boba turn in, and there goes Han Solo, of course, out at the back. And then Boba kind of, you see his head swivel a little. We'll move up the camera. It's just a little difficult with one hand. And he does that, like so. Now, another fancy little feature, this is going to be very hard to do, but if you see here with this, there's a little red thing you push down upon. And when you do that, you see this, ready? And then we're going to go boom, and he just shoots out, which is crazy, and I love that. Again, here is Boba. He kind of swivels, which is pretty cool. And you also notice the little fin swivel, which is very neat. I am very happy with that. Now, the thing I will say I am disappointed with this set on is on the tone of the way they did the engines. I think they could have done this so much better. Now, obviously, as you just... they are not super structurally sound. The way they built them, just like, you know, just kind of pop these little pieces. Now, I get they had to do this Technic piece, but I think they could have just done this better. I think that was a serious lacking in this set. Also, I just want to say you'd see Boba Fett's little jetpack, and I think this would have been the perfect place where you could have put a seismic charge. I believe this is the port where they come out of, I think, or somewhere around like that. I think a seismic charge little feature would have been absolutely amazing, and especially considering, you know, we have this little dropping feature. You know, instead of putting Han in there, you could have clipped him up here or something. Like, I think you could put a little clip up here, and then you could have put a seismic charge in here, and boom. I think that would have been perfect. I would have loved a little seismic charge. And yeah, that is the Slave one for the most part. Let's get into my final take and rating. Forgot to mention on the subject of the back area, there are little clips for you to put Boba's gun for when he's flying, or Han's little pistol for when he's in carbonite. Just thought that was a nice little feature, wanted to point that out. Now, in total, this is an absolutely amazing set. I love everything about it, short of that little one feature. I think the figures are great. Obviously, I would have liked Han to stay exclusive. They could have given another Han appearance without his jacket or whatever, and the new hair mold. I'm not that keen on it. I'm just kind of disappointed. But other than that, it's an amazing set. I'm really happy about it. But with that said, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I give this set a 9 out of 10. Obviously, you guys know the drawbacks, but I think its appearance in The Mandalorian solidifies its place in my need and everyone else's want for it. And if you weren't able to get it, that must really suck. I'm really lucky that I was able to get this. So yeah, with that said, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please remember to like. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out and stay awesome.